It's tough. It's a tough locker room in there. There's guys looking for answers, and the truth is, we can't continue to lose to ourselves. We got 12 penalties. We got some critical mistakes by some of our older guys. Offensively, with another situation, a little adversity early in the game, and guys started to abandon their technique and go away from the things that we've been teaching them to do and just trying to play ball. And that's just not who I am. That's not who we are as a program. And because of that, we're not playing complementary football. Defense gave us some short fields. We couldn't capitalize. As soon as we hit a big play, then we have a mental mistake. We have a holding call, a false start, something that gets us behind the chains. And we knew going in, and we told them when we tried to prepare them today, there's going to be a lot of junk that goes on in that interior with the multiple fronts. Hey, just stay the course. Don't abandon. That was one of the big points is, hey, don't abandon the plan. Don't abandon your technique. And we had that issue. But I give the guys credit, man. They fought back in the second half, and they started to have some success. And then you saw once a little bit of momentum, what it does. Now, we didn't have the explosives that we're accustomed to and that we'd like to have, but we found a way to score some points. And defense kept us in the game long enough and kept giving us opportunities. But overall, when you have 12 penalties, okay, they turn the ball over 4 times, and you don't come away with points off those turnovers like you should, then you haven't earned the right to win the game.
What changed in the second half for you guys offensively? Were you able to pop a few runs and make some good plays?
I think that good adjustment offensively. We're trying to be a wide zone team, get the ball outside, and there was just too much trash in there, and too many guys that were moving around. Credit to them, they had a good plan, putting some lighter guys inside that could move, creating some matchup advantages for them. And so what we did is we found the inside running game. Paris was feeling it. He found a couple things. Brendan pulled a couple. Then we had some of the RPO stuff on the perimeter, and it just allowed us to stay ahead of the chains. And once you stay ahead of the chains on those guys, they calm down just a little bit. So that's really what it was. And then just challenging the guys to not play to the scoreboard, just play to the standard, quit trying to be perfect, and just go play football and don't quit.
Can you expand a little bit on the defensive effort once again?
Yeah, they just continue to play hard, and man, your heart goes out to those guys because we need to play complementary football. And it's 3 phases. It's offense, defense, special teams. And we start the game, and, special teams, we got them hit, down probably inside the 25. We don't make the tackle. Now it pops all the way to plus territory, and that was the only touchdown the defense gave up. All the other trips to the red zone were field goals. And, if that's the case, then, offensively, you got to capitalize. And we got some turnovers with some short fields, and we got 4 turnovers. So those guys continue to play hard. We got to do a great job of making sure that they maintain, their confidence, and as we build the confidence of the offense, it's there offensively, right? Perfect example is 4th down, game on the line. Brendan sets his feet, pressure off the edge, deliver a strike. Then there's other times, we're drifting in the pocket, we're moving right, we're not settling our feet, we're seeing too much of the pressure, we're delivering the ball out of bounds. Or we see the play where we threw the interception. I mean, he's played enough football, he knows, and the first thing he came up to the sideline, he said, I should have just threw it away. The tight end got hung up. It was a tight end delay out the back door. Throw it out of bounds, move on to the next play. And so, we're trying to do too much on offense, and we just need to kind of settle in and just, play good, clean offensive football and execute, stay ahead of the chains, and positive things will happen, and that's what you saw more of in the second half.
For a good part of the game, Justice Johnson was at center. Yeah. Was that tie get hurt, or was that just a production?
That was more of a production move right there, and it's tough because again these guys haven't played a lot of football. You got a lot of young guys in there that haven't played a lot of football on the offensive line, and you come into this environment, and we did a good job trying to prepare them, but until you come up here and play. Man, these guys do a great job of defending their home field, creating a good environment, and Justice just had a better look in his eyes, and that's what 2J saw and decided to make that change.
Tony, you mentioned special teams. Brandon missed a couple early, an extra point block. Kind of what's your perspective on how that?
Yeah, so the extra point that was blocked was more on the long snap. There was a hump in the ball. Man, we got to fire the ball back there, and really. And that's what we told them. One of the keys to victory is the operation of the battery has to be on point, right? So really, when you snap that ball back there, you should be spinning it to where the quarterback catches it, puts it down, and doesn't have to spin the ball, right? So we had a hump in that one, and then now a little bit of penetration looked like it might have been on the left side. And if you're late with your timing and you give up penetration, the ball's going to be blocked. And then just the other two kicks, we'll have to go back and evaluate and see what happened. But just didn't look like we got good swings at it. And it's not fair to those guys up front that are straining, to block 600 pounds that are on them, and we don't go out and we don't make better passes at the ball. So, Brendan he'll get another shot, another opportunity. But I just felt like in game that I owed it to those guys to give Betridge the opportunity to see what he could do.
You mentioned guys, looking for answers right now in the locker room. What does that second half do to kind of get that close and kind of inches away from kind of pulling this out?
You hope that it galvanizes those guys, and I've been telling them, all along that first you got to believe, and man, just be who you are, believe in who you are, don't ever quit, and they saw that if you don't quit, good things will happen. But at the same time, we got to be honest with ourselves. 12 penalties, and we had, some big penalties that extended drives when we're off the field, like right there in that last drive. And Hunter's just trying to make a play, but man, we sacked the guy and we got a face mask, and so it's getting ready to be, a situation we're getting ready to get the ball back, right? And now we extend the drive, give them an automatic first down, and it's ball game there. It's tough to be able to win every game on a 2-minute drive when you need a field goal to win. Especially we had to use our timeouts there, so we didn't have much help from stopping the clock other than getting first downs.
On your last touchdown drive, Paris really seemed to get into a groove. Were you happy with the way you ran the ball overall tonight, but particularly in the second half? Yeah,
it was good to see him, bounce back because the previous road trip, he was coming off of a big game and didn't quite perform the way that he wanted to. So it's good to see him be consistent, and just goes to show you the character that the young man has. He took ownership of a previous opportunity that he let get away from him, and he took advantage of what he had today. And we're going to stay committed to running the football. We'll go back, and we got an extra day to kind of evaluate ourselves before we dive into Duke, and we're going to go to work. We got to get better as coaches. There were a couple of calls that I should have vetoed, but still trying to be aggressive, trying to show these guys that we're coaching to win, we're calling the game to win, but we also got to make sure that we're always sound and putting them in the best position to be successful.
The individual effort Keaton had on a few plays, the contested catches, the run for a touchdown, and that one where he somehow kept his knee above the ground. What are you seeing from him right now?
You're seeing a guy that's competing. He's trying to do everything he can to will his team to victory, but it's football. It's all 11, all being on the same page, and especially offensive football. That's what I've been trying to tell these guys. It's all about chemistry. It's all about cohesion. It's all about timing. It's spacing. It's angles. It's numbers, right? And all that stuff works together. And if you got one guy that's out of sync, more than likely you're not going to have a successful play. So the effort is key, but there's precision with the effort. Okay, and that's where we're falling a little bit short is, man, our guys work extremely hard. Program has always worked extremely hard. Everybody knows that the guys worked extremely hard for Bronco. But in order for us to take the next step as a program, we got to make sure that we're putting precision, right, and technique with the effort, and we're not just going out there trying to have sweat equity. We got to get things accomplished. We got to have achievement and not just activity.